Hey class, I wish I could see you. Under our circumstance, we still can't see each other. So this is our language lesson this week. We're on Unit 13, page 244 in your language book. And first thing we're going to do is review the 8 parts of speech. You should all remember we've gone over all of them before. So if you look in your book on page 244, we have the 8 parts of speech. We have a noun. You all know a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Then you also know a verb. Shows action, state of being, you're helping, or you're linking verbs. You have your pronoun, which takes the place of a noun. That's like the he, she, it, we, us, there. Then you had your adjective that does the describing of a noun or a pronoun. Think about an adjective is a word that modifies a noun or pronoun. It answers the questions: which one, what kind, how many, how much, or whose. Then you have your adverb. Describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. So don't get an adverb and adjective confused. That was kind of tricky when we first started that. Then you have your preposition. Remember, we have a prepositional phrase that goes from it. You have to have a preposition and then the direct object that makes a prepositional phrase. It shows the relationship of a noun or pronoun to another word in this sentence. You have your conjunction. That's how it joins together. Conjunction, you're joining. It like a conjunction of word used to connect words or groups of words: and, but, for, yet. And then your interjection, which expresses your strong feeling of emotion. Well, a lot of us are feeling right now during this pandemic that's going on. Alright class, so these are the 8 parts of speech. You need to go over them, review them, make sure you remember them. What are they? Alright, so we're still on Unit 13. That's the unit we're on for this time. So the first thing we're going to talk about after your 8 parts of speech that you review and kind of read over it and look over it are synonyms. So a synonym is a synonym. So that's on page 245 if you want to look in your book. So page 245. It talks about a synonym, using the best words for your writing. Make it interesting. Don't always use the same words over and over again. So, synonyms are words that have the same or nearly the same meaning. So, think about the word mistake. What's another word for mistake? Error. They both mean the kind of the same thing. Mistake, error. You made a mistake, you also can say you've made an error. Think about this word. Find. Think about when you lose something. You have to find it. Well, another word for find could be discover. Think about it. When we were reading in history a while back before we got out for winter break, and how Sir Walter Raleigh had found the lost colony, we could say he helped discover the lost colony. It's just the same word. It has nearly the same meaning. So a synonym are words that have the same or nearly the same meaning. So if you look at your first exercise on that page, on page 245, on the think part, and it says there are several words that mean the same thing, you should choose the word for your writing that is the most specific. and you're going to circle the word that makes this most sense. Well, let's look at number 2. Number 2, you have food, fruit, pineapple. Well, which one makes the better sense? Are you going to say, I ate some food, or I happen to eat some really good fruit? Why don't you tell them, I ate a really juicy piece of pineapple? Pineapple would be the same thing. So you would circle pineapple. So synonym are words that have the same or nearly the same meaning. Also, so if you look now on page 246, we're still talking about synonyms. And you have, let's see, another choice of a word is when you're using a synonym, you're using just another choice to make it sound better. The more words that you know, the better you'll be able to explain what you mean or what you see. Your writing will have variety because you will not have to use the same words all the time. Your writing will be clearer and more informative because you will know the best words to use. That's what you want, class. You want to use the best words. So, on page 246, you have the word run. Well, run, everybody knows the word run. But what's other words that mean the same, almost the same as run? Well, you have sprint. That means you're going to run fast. Sprint means you're going to run. Or then you have dash. Think about a 100-yard dash. You're running as fast as you can. So dash means the same thing as run. And then you have, think of the word bolt. Bolt usually means you're going to go somewhere quickly. Fastest means almost the same thing as run. Okay, there's another column that says clean. Well, I don't know, I always giving you about let's keep the floor clean in the classroom. Well, what's something else that we could say about clean? How about tidy? How we should keep the classroom tidy and neat. And then, or think about when you're taking a bath and you're clean, don't you bathe yourself to make yourself clean? So, all of these different types of words can be used to make your writing better. They're synonyms. They're just taking the ordinary word run or clean and using something that sounds even better. You're making it, you're improving it. Alright, look on page 247 in your language book. Let's look at that page 247 in your language book. Okay? It says the right word sounds right. What it's going to give you in a box on that page with words in it. And you have to match the word with the correct sentence, kind of like. So it says, let's look at number 1 on page 247. And it says, the blank of a tea kettle. Well, if you've never heard of tea kettle, you might not be sure exactly what that sound makes. But if you look in that box, a list of words, you have patter, swish, thud, whistle, twitter. What do you think would come out of a tea kettle? It would be a whistle. Let's look at number 2. Think of that when you have a book and you drop it. What's it make? It makes a thud. So you can say the thud of a dropped book. So you're just matching almost, these words are words that are you hear with sounds. What sound does it make? Think about a rusty door hinge and you open and it squeaks. That's the sound it makes. It's a squeak. So think about that. Synonyms are the words are the same or have nearly the same meaning. Okay? Let's look at our next one. We had synonym. Now we have this word that we need to look at. Antonyms. These have the opposite meaning. So now if you say, that person's really shy, what's the opposite of shy? Outgoing, want to be everywhere. Good class, so antonyms is an opposite choice. It's the opposite of what something means. It is often helpful to know a word which has the opposite meaning of another word. You cannot understand directions if you do not know what left. The left is the opposite of right, and north is the opposite of south. So if north is the opposite of south, east is the opposite of west. A knowledge of antonyms will help you explain things clearly. For example, your teacher would show you the meaning of a word, and you would tell them the opposite of it. So antonyms are words of opposite meaning. So antonyms is opposite. Okay? So let's look at your think part in your book on page. I'm on page 248. Page 248 is all about antonyms. So you can find it in your book. Page 248 is all about your antonyms. And antonyms is the opposite meaning. So if number one, the word is polite. If someone is polite, what is the opposite of polite? Rude. You have a word bank to choose from antonyms. If someone's rude, are they polite? No, it's the opposite. Okay, if someone is quick, what is the opposite of quick? It would be slow, like a turtle. So, slow. Think about the tortoise and the hare. Supposedly the hare was really fast and the turtle was real slow. So that's the opposite. They're the opposite of each other. Okay, class? So that's the main thing you need to know for an antonym. It's the opposite. Okay? So we've gone over synonyms that are words that are alike and have about the same meaning. You have antonyms that mean the opposite. Now there's one last thing that you have to know about, and it's is a homophone on page 250. So page 250 is homophones. So homophones is words that sound alike but have different meanings and spellings. Think of this example right here. Okay? The word sale. This sale means something's on sale. You want to buy it because it's going to be cheaper. Then you have this sale. It's said the exact same way. It says sail, but this is like the sail on a boat. Okay? Then you have cell. Some people call it like that's a cell phone or a jail cell. But all three of these words are cell. They're not spelt the same. They're all different. And they all mean different things. That's why these are homophones. You say it the same way, cell, cell, cell. They're spelled differently, and they all mean something different. That's what a homophone is. So it's the different meanings of something. So if you look in your book on page 250, homophones is getting the right one. So, words called homophones can trick you. That's their job. They're going to trick you. That's their job. So homophones are words that sound alike, are nearly alike, but have different spellings and meanings. So let's look at that. If we have the word on page 250, hour. Think in your brain, what's another word that sounds just like that we use in our everyday life? Just think. Well, what about this word? Hour. Like the hour. Like you have to be in this class for an hour. Or you have to go to your room for an hour because you're in trouble. Don't you say both those the exact same way? They sound the same, they mean different, and they're spelled differently. Okay? Think of this word. And this is number 9 on your Think A. I'm doing the Think A, is what I'm looking at. Okay? So number 9, it says see. Okay, this is the see like you see with your eyes. But isn't there another kind of see? Think about it. Like the Caspian Sea. It's a body of water. You both say both words, sea. But they both mean different things. They're both spelt differently. That's a homophone. Let's look at this word. It's number 18 on here. You have whole. This whole means like the whole world. Well, there's another word that sounds exactly like that when you say it, but doesn't mean the whole world. Think of it. You have hole. That's like a hole in the ground. Now they're both said the same, but do they mean the same thing? Are they spelled like? No, they're spelled differently. So that's a homophone. Homophones are words that sound alike, but are not alike. So, let's review. You have a synonym, which is the same, the words are the same, or nearly the same, and have the same meaning. You have antonyms, it means the opposite. And you have homophones that sound the same, but they mean something different, and they're spelled differently. So let's look at page 251. So we're on page 251. And this is the sentence in your book on page 251. Think A, number 1. This is what it says. at this sentence. I rode a red horse in the county fair. Now, it sounded right when I read it to you. It says, I rode a red horse in the county fair. These are homophones. Aren't there some words that should be fixed? So let's look at, is this the correct I? I would hope you would say no, and we would change it to I. I rode a red. Is that the word red? This is like when you're reading a book, so we need the color red. I rode a red horse in. This in is like a hotel kind of. The hotel, that's the inn. That's where you go sleep. So that's not the inn we need. We need just I in. So I rode a red horse in the county fair. Is it right yet? Think about it. When you have the state fair, is that spelled the same way? No, it's not. Fair. So that's how you would correct those. You just have to figure out the homophone that's being used. Is it the right one or the wrong one? Because homophones sound alike, but they don't mean the same thing. So that's one thing you really have to pay attention to. So synonyms are words that sound the same and mean the same, look alike. Antonyms are opposite meanings, and homophones are words that sound the same, mean different things, and they're spelled differently. So if we look at think B on page 251, let's look at think B. Okay, this is a crossword puzzle. I'm going to help you with a little of it. So, because there might be words you're not sure exactly what something means. It's going to tell you if you need to do the antonym, the synonym, or the homophone. So if you look at number 3 across, it says HOM. That means homophone. And it says for hue. Well, hue. You might not know exactly what that word means. Hue. But what's another word that means it? So 3 across, this is what you would need to put in your book. Hue. It means the color of something. And then let's look. Let's look at 9 across. And these are all crossed. It says a synonym for the gang on a ship. It means the people working on a ship. What are they called? They're called a crew. So that's what it's asking you to do for the crossword puzzle. It's asking you to pick up what the word is. So if we backtrack and we go over this, a synonym are words that have the same or nearly the same meaning. So words that have the same or nearly the same meaning. You have your antonym of opposites, and you have your homophones, which are words that sound alike but are spelled differently and mean different things. So when you're doing your classwork at home, I know it's at home, go through and make sure you're using the correct words. It's going to tell you if it's a synonym, antonym, homophone. That's what you have to go for. That's what you're looking for. So guys, our class, if you need to reach me, you can reach me through my email. Which would be my name, and my last name at New Life Academy rm.com. This is my email address, guys. If you need to email me, parents, if you need to get in touch with me, you may email me. You may use Remind. If there's any questions or confusion from this video, you can play this video for a couple days on language. It's the whole unit of Unit 13. That's all that was on it, was antonyms, synonyms, and homophones. So I feel like you shouldn't be able to understand it. If not, please contact me and let me know. I'm really wishing we could be in the classroom with you, class. I miss you guys. I hope you miss me. And hopefully, maybe before the school year's out, we can see each other again. That would be really great. I'll see you guys, and hopefully you'll see another video soon. Bye.